I can identify the terms and pattern of a sequence. Here's what you need to know. A sequence is a list of numbers that follows a specific pattern, and a term is each number that's in that sequence. Every single term in our sequence has a label that we call A sub n. This is just notation. They don't mean anything, like they don't stand for anything specific. But the n is going to be the term's position. So for example, A sub 1 is your first term, A sub 2 is your second term, A sub 3 is your third term, and so on. We can look at a specific sequence of numbers, such as the list of even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, dot, dot, dot. That ellipses, or the dot, 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 just indicates that our list keeps going forever. That means this is an infinite sequence because it will go on infinitely. The first term in this specific sequence is 2, even though you could always work the pattern backwards. The first term is always going to be the first number that you see in the list. So even though we could go backwards and find terms that come before it, when it's asking you to find the first term, it's always talking about the first term that you actually see in the list of numbers. Here's an example. We have the sequence 3.1, 3.6, 4.1, 4.6, 5.1, 5.6, and it's going to keep going on forever. We have 3 questions. What is A sub 1? This means what is the first term of the sequence. So we're just going to go find the very first number in our list. That would be 3.1, 3 1/10. The next question, what is A sub 5? That means go find the 5th number in the sequence, or the 5th term in your sequence. First term, second, third, 4th, and 5th is right here. That means 5.1, or 5 1/10, is the 5th term in our sequence. And the third question, what is the pattern of our sequence? We're going to figure out how our pattern changes as we move from term to term. You probably saw that the pattern is you have a 1/10 and then a 6/10 over and over again. We are adding 0.5 or 1/2 to each term. Since that's an addition change that's happening every single time, that is a common difference of 0.5. Pause and try this one. A sub 2 would be the second term in the list, which is 3. A sub 7 is not listed up here. We have the first, second, third, 4th, 5th, and 6th terms listed on the screen, but we're missing the 7th one. We're going to need to use the pattern of our sequence, which is your third question, to actually find the 7th term. So your 7th term would be 729, and that comes from multiplying by 3 to get to your next term. That's our pattern. We do 1 times 3 to get the next term, 3 times 3 to get the next term, 9 times 3 to get the next term, and so on. If you want more on this topic, be sure to check out the Learning Target spreadsheet for additional resources, videos, and practice.